Tonight, KHNL News 8 is covering another disaster, this one thousands of miles away in the Philippines. Today marked 1 month since a mudslide buried thousands of people alive. KHNL News 8's Diane and video journalist Tim McRobert report from the Philippines.
Friday, March 17th was the 1 month anniversary of the mudslide. Tim and I attended a procession of 2,000 or 3,000 people, survivors there getting some closure, friends and family who have lost relatives looking for this important component of the healing process. Then Tim and I hiked to the edge of the mudslide, which when you see it on TV it's one thing, but to be there in person is powerful. The mudslide is miles tall and miles across. You're dwarfed by it. We stood next to a boulder that was probably 40 feet tall. It was an arduous hike to get there, and it's eerily silent because the entire village, of course, was buried. We talked to some survivors. We have their powerful stories. We're looking forward to bringing that to you. In Ginsalgan with video journalist Tim McRobert, Diane, KHNL News 8.
And stay tuned to KHNL News 8. We will have Diane's reports right here on KHNL beginning Monday, March 27th. And for more of Diana Coe's report, log on to our website at KHNL.com.
Tonight, KHNL News 8 is covering another deadly disaster, the Philippines mudslide. It's been just over a month since thousands were buried alive. KHNL News 8's Diana Coe and video journalist Tim McRobert report from the Philippines.
Friday, March 17th was the 1 month anniversary of the mudslide. Tim and I attended a procession of 2,000 or 3,000 people, survivors there getting some closure, friends and family who have lost relatives looking for this important component of the healing process. Then Tim and I hiked to the edge of the mudslide, which when you see it on TV it's one thing, but to be there in person is powerful. The other component of this trip is that in the entire southern Leyte province, apparently there's some communist rebels active in the region called the New People's Army, or the NPA. They're a government separatist group, and to make sure that we stay safe, the government has provided us soldier escorts from the Philippines Army as well as the National Police. Anywhere we go, we have police protection. There's half a dozen soldiers stationed outside the clinic where the doctors are operating. Tim and I have 2 soldiers accompanying us when we go and shoot more video at the mudslide today. So I guess the mood of the group would be more reassured that we have this kind of protection with us, although it's a little disconcerting to think about putting our lives at risk in that way. Anyways, we look forward to bringing you the stories. I'm going to sign off for now. In Ginsalgan with video journalist Tim McRobert, Diane KHNL News 8.
And stay tuned to KHNL News 8. We'll have Diane's reports beginning Monday, March 27th.
You are watching KHNL News 8.
They went to help disaster victims in a poor province in the Philippines, and now they're home safely.
That's right. It was a happy homecoming for a Hawaii medical team this morning. Our own crew followed along with that Aloha medical mission as it traveled abroad to bring some relief, much needed relief, to the Philippines after a devastating mudslide there. KHNL News 8's Diana Coe and videographer Tim McRobert give us an overview of that journey and a story you'll see only on 8.
Tired after a 22-hour journey, members of the Aloha Medical Mission, or AMM, a Hawaii-based group of medical volunteers, returned from the Philippines Wednesday morning. They went to help those affected by this, a mudslide that devastated the entire village of Ginsalgan, killing more than 900 people. AMM partnered with the Congress of Visayan Organizations, a Filipino group based out of Hawaii. The team flew to the Philippines for 10 days.
I can feel the energy of going out there to help. You know, the genuine effort and interest to help the victims of the mudslide.
4 weeks after the disaster, here's what it looks like. So massive, it's still hard to comprehend.
It's overwhelming. One thing I was impressed with when I wandered back there was just how quiet it is. And I wasn't expecting that, but just the size of this this landslide, the size of what fell away from the mountainside and the area that's involved down here is just unbelievable.
Here are some of the survivors and evacuees crowding the Aloha Medical Mission's free clinic.
His son and wife died. Very sad, and sometimes he wake up and every time he remember, of course, he's very. It's hard for him.
AMM hopes to set up a permanent clinic in the area because the need is so great. As a symbol of that new partnership between Hawaii and the Philippines, the mayor and AMM held a tree planting ceremony at the mudslide site, giving life and hope to people now desperately struggling. In the Philippines, with photographer Tim McRobert, Diane, KHNL News 8. They are amazing stories. Hundreds buried alive when a mudslide in a remote Filipino village gave way. Here's what it looks like today, over a month after the tragedy. Miles of devastation covered the entire town. 70 children left behind, hundreds injured, and thousands in neighboring villages are homeless because of the lingering threat of landslides. A Hawaii group recently went on a mission of aloha and invited KHNL News 8 along. Join me and video journalist Tim McRobert Monday through Thursday right here on News 8. We have their series of stories of recovery and compassion. It all ends with a half-hour special Friday at 8 called Mission of Aloha Philippine Relief. You won't want to miss it. Thousands of people were affected by the mudslide that hit the Philippines. Spend a week walking in their shoes. Mission of Aloha Philippine Relief, Friday at 8, only on KHNL News 8. Sad images tonight from the 1-month anniversary of the Philippines mudslide. This is video shot last Friday when video journalist Tim McRobert and I were at the disaster site. Up to 100 cars drive in a sad, slow procession from the evacuee centers in St. Bernard to the mudslide site in Ginsaogan. They've come to pay respects to their friends and relatives who died in the avalanche. On the 1-month anniversary of the mudslide, thousands of people have come out for a memorial and a prayer service. Video journalist Tim McRobert and I were in the Philippines with a Hawaii group of medical volunteers who were there on a mission of aloha.